This video is for cellists who are of intermediate to advanced level, and I'm going to show you one example out of many different warm-up routines. So I'm going to start off with open strings only, and I'll start off with the D string, and I'm at the frog. And before I get going, I'm checking on my bow hold. I'm thinking, is my thumb curved? I've spent many years getting my thumb to curve. Both thumbs are extremely stubborn when it comes to playing the cello. That's what I've found. So I'm checking that my thumb is curved. I'm checking that my fingers are curved. Given where my camera is, straight in front of me, it may look as though my pinky's straight, but it's not, it's curved. I'm also checking that my knuckles feel nice and soft. Because if I don't get my bow hand properly engaged when I warm up, if all of this isn't properly engaged, whether I play a study or some scales, or I'm working on Suite No. 4 by Bach at the moment, I think that whatever I practice is going to suffer because I've not got all of this properly involved and activated. So I'm checking on these basic things first. I'm just going to move down to the G string and get my bow hand settled on the G string as well. You should be able to feel some flexibility. So it feels strong, but at the same time it feels flexible. In my opinion, that's the kind of thing you're after. And I'm also checking that I'm breathing naturally. That's another extremely basic thing. You don't want to be starving your muscles of oxygen. I caught myself when I was a student holding my breath quite a few times, and it did have quite a bad effect on my practice. Therefore, the quality of my practice. So I'm now going to play the D string, one down bow, but I'm going to break it in half. And if you don't reach the tip of the bow, it really doesn't matter, because after all, you're warming up, there's no pressure. So, upper arm goes out first. And then, when necessary, the rest of my arm unfolds. Checking that I'm breathing. My bow holder's now changed because I'm all the way out there. Now coming back in. Once you set off with a particular bow speed, try to keep that. Checking that my fingers are curved. I'm going to go out again. You're after that really good contact on the string with the horsehair. So I'll now move down to the G string. So roughly half the bow, roughly. Upper arm goes out first. Checking that I'm breathing. When I'm ready, I will open out the rest of my arm. And I'll do another one. I'm thinking of my bow arm being quite heavy, particularly on the G string and the C string. And I'm going to allow my elbow and upper arm to just swing back in for the rest of this up bow. So when you play open strings, you can look down. It's totally fine. I tell my students, look down your nose. That way you're not doing this. You're disturbing everything back here. You want to, I remember an Alexander technique teacher telling me, allow your head to just sit nicely on your shoulders. As soon as you start going forwards like this, you're disturbing all of that balance. So if you need to look down and watch yourself bowing the string, which is fine, it's okay, think of looking down your nose. So now I'm going to stick to the open strings for a little while longer and do some string crossing. So I'll start with the D string. And I'm going to stick to the same bowing where I bow roughly half of a down bow, then stop my sound and then complete the down bow and then do the same on the up bow. So D and A strings. Now crossing the string, I'm thinking of my fingers initiating the string crossing. You see that? It helps. You can use just your arm. If you don't feel quite advanced enough yet, that's fine, you can just use your arm. So now the bow angle's changed. Drop my arm. Stop the sound. Cross to the A string. I'm now thinking of my pinky to initiate this string crossing, even though it's just to the neighbouring string. Checking that I'm breathing. Now I'm going to go down to the G string. I'm going to miss out the D and play G string to A string. Again, very different bow angle compared to the A string. Checking that I'm breathing. So guess what's next? Yeah, I'm going to go down to the C string. So pinky leads, in my opinion. You don't necessarily see the pinky lead, but it does feel that way. It's very subtle. It seems to lead my bow arm down to the C string. String crossing to the A. Now this feels way bigger. And I'm stopping the bow and stopping my sound so that I'm taking care of the detail that goes on between crossing from one string to another. So you've got to think to yourself, what does my bow hand have to do? What does my right arm have to do? I'm thinking of my bow hand, my breathing. And before I take the bow off the string, I'm just going to think through my bow hand. My thumb feels curved. My fingers feel curved. It does feel in control. This area here is quite soft. So I'm now going to warm up with the left hand. Obviously I'm going to keep using the bow. So I've come up with a left hand pattern that takes care of semitones, tones, and also extending your hand a bit. So that gets you ready for pretty much any piece really, any scales. And I think regardless of what level you're at, even though I'm a professional, I prefer to keep it simple when warming up, because you do need to stay in a positive frame of mind. If you stress yourself out and end up in a kind of a panic in your mind because you might be warming up too fast or something like that, that's going to affect the quality of your practice, isn't it? So my advice would be to keep your warming up as simple as possible, really. Okay, I'll demonstrate on the D string. What I'm going to do is first to second to fourth, back to second, then first to third to fourth, back to third. So it's kind of an ascending pattern. Then first, extend second finger, and then fourth, back to second, extend the first back. So I'll play that now. and I'm going to stick to the bowing that I did, which is roughly half a down bow, then the rest of the down bow, stopping the sound. I'm going to make sure that my left hand is prepared in advance. I don't want to be popping a left hand finger down at the same moment that I move the bow. I don't think that's very organised. Okay, so finding my first finger note. I like to hum. So here we go. Nice and slow. So you can see that my left hand is prepared in advance. So I'll just play this again. Extend second finger. This doesn't need to be very strictly in time. Also pay attention to how your thumb is behaving. Is it moving with your left hand fingers, or is it stuck in one spot? I like to play those 4 first finger notes at the end because it just settles the whole thing. Okay, so I'm now going to do kind of a mirror image of what I've just done regarding the left hand pattern and the tones and semitones. So I'm going to stick to the D string, and I'm going to start with my 4th finger in the 2nd position area, and I'm going to play 4, 3, 1, 3, which is semitone followed by a tone, as in same as what I did here. Then I'm going to do 4, 2, 1, 2, so tone then a semitone. Then I'm going to do 4, 2, extend first back, and then 2nd finger, and then back to 4th finger again. You can do this on any string. I suppose you could play this in any position as well that you want. So it's just an idea that I've come up with, that you can do it in half position. If you really wanted, you could try it out in the 4th position. Up to you. So 4th finger on A on the D string. So again, I'm just warming up, so I'm keeping it nice and slow. Here we go. Left hand ahead. So I'll do that again, and I'm paying attention to my breathing. I'm just allowing my bow arm to get on with it because my bow arm and my right hand, they've already warmed up. So I'm thinking of my breathing. I'm paying a lot of attention to my thumb because I do not want it stuck in one spot and not moving with the rest of my hand and possibly causing some obstruction and basically tensing up that could lead to some aches and pains. So you're checking that everything is flexible, and because you're going slowly, it gives you time to pay attention to a lot of things, and it gives you time obviously to think, doesn't it? So I'll just repeat this. I know that this comes across as really simple, but I feel warmed up. It may come across as too simple for a student who's advanced, but it is really, really effective. So try out the ideas that I've given you. Keep checking in on your breathing because it's so easy, particularly for string players and pianists, to hold our breath because we want to do well. And I think it's very easy to get anxious in your mind and too many things going on at once. So warm up in the most relaxed, calm way that you can and stay positive. So I hope that's been helpful.